Hello and welcome to my channel, Dinar and Dong Updates. April 2025. Update: Chase Bank releases official guidelines for Iraqi Dinar exchanges. What it means for investors. If you've been holding on to Iraqi Dinar, IQD, with the hope that one day it could lead to a financial breakthrough, this is the update you've been waiting for. This is not just another wave of speculation or internet rumor. Today, we're breaking down newly released verified information directly tied to Chase Bank, one of the largest financial institutions in the United States, and its recently implemented policies regarding the exchange of Iraqi dinar. These developments matter, especially if you're among the thousands, if not millions, of people who have been investing in IQD for years. Whether you're a seasoned dinar holder or just starting your journey, Chase's new stance represents a seismic shift in how American banks are treating this foreign currency. This isn't a drill. It's a sign of real progress. Let's break it all down. Setting the stage. A decade in the making. For over a decade, Iraqi dinar investors have waited patiently, sometimes anxiously, for the opportunity to exchange their holdings at a favorable rate. The road has been long, full of starts, stops, speculation, and silence from the mainstream financial world. Many banks in the U.S. refuse to comment on or engage with IQD, leaving investors in a vacuum of uncertainty. That silence is finally breaking. Chase Bank has quietly begun circulating internal documents detailing their policy toward Iraqi dinar exchanges. While not yet blasted in national media, these documents are being discussed in financial communities and among currency investors, and the implications are serious. Chase Bank's official policy on IQD exchanges. For the first time in recent memory, a major U.S. bank has stepped forward with clear, actionable guidelines for IQD exchanges. According to internal memos leaked from Chase Bank and now acknowledged by some employees in currency departments, the institution has put in place structured rules that directly affect how, when, and where IQD can be exchanged. Here are the critical elements you need to know. 1. Daily exchange limits. Manage your expectations. Perhaps the most important rule: Chase Bank has implemented a daily limit of 10 million Iraqi dinar per customer. Regardless of whether you hold 10 million or 100 million Iraqi dinars, you won't be able to exchange more than that cap in a single day. This applies to all forms of exchange, whether in person at a physical branch or processed digitally through Chase's currency services. If you're planning a large exchange, be prepared to spread it out over multiple days, or even weeks. This rule isn't meant to hinder you, but rather to ensure operational control and regulatory compliance. Think of it as a measured way for Chase to enter the space without overwhelming their infrastructure. 2. Limited branch access. Not every Chase location will participate. Don't expect to walk into your local Chase branch in a small town and exchange your dinar. Only select Chase branches in major financial hubs will be authorized to handle Iraqi dinar transactions. These branches are staffed with currency exchange specialists who are trained, certified, and legally licensed to handle foreign exchange of this magnitude. Before making the trip, it's essential to call ahead and confirm if the branch near you is participating. Some of the expected participating cities include New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Houston, Atlanta, Miami. If you live far from one of these hubs, be ready to travel or consider if a digital exchange process might be an option for your situation. 3-point ID and verification requirements. Tightened security and legality are front and center in Chase's policy. To proceed with any IQD exchange, you must present valid, government-issued identification. Acceptable forms include a U.S. driver's license, a valid passport, a state-issued ID card. But that's not all. For exchanges over 5 million dinar in value, a second form of verification is now required. This could be a utility bill, recent bank statement, proof of residence, or any official document confirming your address and identity. Why the added layer of verification? The answer is clear: fraud prevention, anti-money laundering compliance, and financial transparency. Fourth, proof of purchase is mandatory. This is where many IQD holders might face challenges. Chase Bank will now require that anyone seeking to exchange Iraqi dinar must present proof of purchase. That includes digital receipts from licensed currency dealers, physical invoices or bills of sale, confirmation emails, or transaction history. If your dinar was purchased through a legitimate licensed dealer, you should have no problem. But if you bought it from a less reputable source, on Craigslist, or without any documentation, you may face delays or outright denial. 5. Appointments required. No walk-ins for high-volume exchanges. Chase will not allow walk-ins for IQD exchanges above the 1 million mark. All significant exchanges must be scheduled in advance, with strict appointment slots enforced. You may be looking at a wait time of days or even weeks, depending on the demand in your area. This means it's critical to plan ahead, organize your paperwork, and prepare for a potentially lengthy process. 6. Private negotiations may be available for high-volume clients. While no public numbers have been shared, rumors persist and are growing stronger that high-volume IQD holders may be offered private exchange rates through Chase's wealth management or private banking divisions. These contract rates, as some call them, would not be listed on public currency converters or forex platforms. If real, they could represent a life-changing opportunity for qualified investors. Again, there's no official confirmation yet, but the fact that it's even being discussed in banking circles is notable. 7. Chase. Working with federal agencies. A sign of bigger things to come. One of the most fascinating parts of the leaked memos is the confirmation that Chase Bank is actively coordinating with U.S. federal agencies to ensure full regulatory compliance. This includes the Department of the Treasury, the Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, and potentially even the Federal Reserve. This level of coordination suggests that banks are preparing for significant changes in the foreign exchange space, possibly even a global currency realignment or revaluation scenario. Banks don't put this much effort into creating systems unless they anticipate real activity. That, in itself, is a major signal to pay attention. What it all means for you, the everyday investor. If you've held on to Iraqi dinar, you're ahead of the curve. But this update should serve as a wake-up call. Being prepared is no longer optional. It's essential. Here's what you should do now. 1. Gather all documentation. Receipts, bills of sale, proof of ID, and residency documents. 2. Contact your local Chase branch to find out if they're participating. 3. Schedule an appointment as soon as you're ready. 4. Avoid scams. Only communicate directly with the bank. Don't fall for third-party offers or unsolicited messages. 5. Stay informed. Follow verified sources and keep an eye out for announcements from other banks like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and Citi, who may follow Chase's lead. Could this be the start of a bigger currency shift? The Iraqi dinar has long been a subject of controversy, speculation, and optimism. For years, major banks dismissed it as a fringe currency with no viable path to revaluation. That's changing. The fact that Chase Bank, arguably one of the most influential financial institutions in the world, is setting up formal procedures for IQD exchange is no small matter. It could be the first of several dominoes to fall. Other banks may follow suit, and if they do, we might finally see the kind of movement that longtime IQD holders have been waiting for. Final thoughts. Stay smart, stay ready. There's no guarantee that the Iraqi dinar will revalue tomorrow, next month, or even next year, but there's no denying that something is happening. Chase Bank's new policies are more than a procedural update. They're a signal, a green light, a wake-up call. If you've waited years, don't let poor preparation hold you back when your moment finally arrives. Make sure your paperwork is ready. Know the limits. Follow the rules. And above all, stay cautious but optimistic. Because while there are still many unknowns, one thing is clear. The landscape is shifting, and those who are ready will be in the best position to benefit. Stay tuned for more updates as other banks release their own policies. We'll keep bringing you the truth, cutting through the noise, and focusing on what really matters to Dinar holders. Thanks for reading. Your future might be closer than you think.